There are hundreds of musicians who have made their mark in history. When it comes to overall excellent people of the rock and roll age, John Lennon is no doubt one of the best. He has a broad history of both writing music and being involved with worldwide situations. John Lennon is maybe one of the most influential people of all time. John Lennon was a great person because John Lennon was a great musician, John Lennon was a great husband, and John Lennon was a great peacekeeper. First, I will tell you how John Lennon was a great musician. Before the Beatles years, John Lennon started out his career in a band known as the Quarrymen. Then a few years later, he, along with Paul McCartney and George Harrison, formed the Beatles in 1960. Ringo Starr would join in the band as the drummer 2 years later. Paul and John wrote a majority of the songs for the band. Some of the songs that John wrote were about his life. For example, the Oxford University Press says that the song Julia was based on his abusive mother. 10 years later, the Beatles split up, but this did not stop Lennon from writing music. Some of the songs that he wrote in his solo career were Imagine, Give Peace a Chance, and Instant Karma. Next, I will tell you how John Lennon was a great husband. John Lennon's most recent and most famous wife, Yoko Ono, has helped him write music throughout the years. Even though she is one of the reasons that the Beatles split up, she has supported him in his music making. They have also made several albums together. In the case of John and Yoko, written by a University of California Irvine professor, said that John was supportive of Yoko's avant-garde artwork, which focuses on politics. It said that his goal was to test the possibilities of radicalizing the form of rock music. Finally, I will tell you how John Lennon was a great peacekeeper. John Lennon was an anti-war activist in the 1960s and 70s, and has been a part of peaceful protests against the war in Vietnam. According to the critical studies in media communication, he was able to participate effectively in a political debate. Most people were not allowed to do this. Another thing that he was known for is that he allowed other people to, he encouraged other people to make peaceful protests. He wanted them to do it in their own way and grow their hair long for peace. When John Lennon was murdered in 1980, thousands of people were shocked. John Lennon's legacy lives on as much of today as it did years ago when he was writing music. Almost no one in the world today can match up to the great inspiration that he had on people. I've mentioned that John Lennon was a great person because John Lennon was a great musician, John Lennon was a great husband, and John Lennon was a great peacekeeper. He will always be remembered as a great person who made great strides towards entire generations.